Hey everyone. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over this question right over here. So let's start with this food chain. So it says check the boxes that correctly describes each organism's trophic level and description. So we're starting with algae. All right, algae would be considered a producer. It's not a primary consumer or a secondary consumer or a tertiary consumer. It's also not an herbivore because it doesn't eat plants because it gets its energy from the sun, and it's not a consumer because it makes its own food. Shrimp, it eats the algae, which is a producer, so that would be considered a primary consumer. It's also a herbivore because they're eating only plants, and then it's also a consumer because it doesn't make its own food. You should have 3 boxes checked for that. The fish eats the shrimp, so the fish is considered a secondary consumer, and obviously it's also a consumer. It's not considered an herbivore because shrimps are not plants, and herbivores eat only plants. Sharks would be a tertiary consumer because it eats the fish, which is a secondary consumer, and it would also be considered a consumer. If you got all those right, great job. If you didn't, go back and change your answers.